Bro.
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 Bro. Road. Bro.
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 Bro. Bro.
Bro.
Bro.
Bro.
Bro.
Bro. Bro.
Bro.
Bro.
Bro. Bro. Bro.
Bro.
Bro. Bro. Bro.
Bro. Bro.
Bro.
Bro.
Bro.
Bro.
Coming up, Clevenger recaps the past year of the COVID pandemic. Laith Assaf names this episode's Staff Member of the Month. You think you can guess who it is? Gucciardo shares some insider accounts of the exciting new play from the Marion Rice players in his play preview. Consolo gives a preview of the next Band of Brothers competition and even gives his bold take on the outcome of the season. Now that winter sports are in full swing, the season is moving fast and furious. Dantes helps us all figure out how the winter sports teams are doing with the late start to the season. And finally, March Madness is upon us. Don't know who to pick? Fan favorite Mr. Galli weighs in and gives us his expert picks for the tournament this year. All of this and more in this edition of the Chieftain Live.
Come on, cheer up. It's almost Halloween. In 1 day and 3 hours, it's almost candy time.
Man, I don't even care. Check out my new ball.
Speaking of so, have you decided on Krypton or Skulcer? Rawr, rawr.
I don't think I'm going trick-or-treating this year, man.
What? Come on, Ian, you're going to break a 6-year streak?
Yeah, 6-year streak of getting egged.
Oh. Face this script.
Good afternoon, Brother Rice. My name is Braden Willis, and welcome to another edition of the Chieftain Live. We've got some riveting content for you today, so let's get started. The COVID pandemic seems to finally be letting up after almost a year of controlling the lives of people across the globe. But that brings up the thought, has it really been a year since coronavirus took hold in Michigan? It has, and Alex Clevenger is here to run you through what has happened with coronavirus in the past year, because we all know you want to live through it again.
The pandemic quickly took the country by storm, and the sense of total uncertainty at the start struck fear into many Americans' heart. Starting off in March, the pandemic first hit the United States, shutting the entire country down. The shutdown continued through April, with most people spending their time working from home and children attending schools online and playing lots of video games. And I mean a lot. In May, some sports slowly restarted at the end of the month, such as baseball. In June, many people got their first interaction with friends and distant family members in months. In August, schools began to prep for returns to school, with public schools in Michigan going back online and most private schools going back in person. In September, students who were online spent their time with family and occasionally friends, while here at Rice, we returned to the grind of in-person learning. In October, where most schools were still online, we continued in-person learning here at Rice, wearing masks and socially distanced in most classrooms. Fall sports season began to heat up, especially with football going on a late season run. In November, another COVID outbreak caused the state to shut down again, ending many fall sports seasons early, which would be later restarted again. In December, most people spent their Christmas season with their family and some distant friends, although many people were quarantined and hanging inside due to the pandemic. As we rang in the new year, things began to brighten up. Most schools have eventually returned to in-person learning or hybrid learning, and the COVID curve has been significantly lessened. Recently, the vaccine has been unveiled under the Biden campaign, while being pushed out, and was started under the Trump campaign. If this vaccine continues to get pushed out to many people, we could soon see the end of COVID. I'm Alex Clevenger, and thank you for watching my COVID recap.
The Brother Rice faculty is home to some of the most excellent minds when it comes to education, yet they don't necessarily get as much credit as they should. Luckily for one of them, they'll get closer to the recognition they truly deserve, as Laith Assaf names the Chieftain Live Staff Member of the Month.
Mr. Kushel is an amazing teacher at the school and is extremely influential, hosting various clubs so everyone has something for them at Brother Rice. It really shows how much dedication he has for the school and how much he cares for the school. So it is only right as to find out why he has so much dedication and drive to hosting these various clubs.
My wife Suzette was an inspiration for me when I was in high school, and she was captain of this and administrator of that and ran a bunch of student clubs, some of which I was also a member of, and she encouraged me to be a joiner. I wanted this school to be a place where everybody would have something for them, so I was always willing to sponsor my time and effort to help that be for if people came to me and said they wanted to start different clubs, I was always willing to try to help them do that.
Mr. Kushel is currently the social studies head department and is able to captivate his students and has much enthusiasm about the subject. He's greatly dedicated to his job as well, enabling him to be such an amazing teacher.
My department chair when I was first hired here, Brother Robert Beckstrom, he was right around the corner from me. I was his co-coach on Model UN our very first year. He was the moderator and I was the assistant. Taught me a lot about Brother Rice, taught me a lot about the culture of the school, and I don't know, it was just something that I just loved it from day one.
Mr. Kushel actually had other plans before becoming a teacher. However, this was a stepping stone for him to find the place he now calls home and where he finds the most joy.
Okay, both my mother and my uncle were teachers for their entire careers. I originally wanted to be a lawyer. I planned to be a lawyer. I went through undergraduate planning to be a lawyer, went to law school, and man, did I hate it. It just wasn't for me. I couldn't make myself think the way they wanted me to think. And so looking for something else after planning to go into law, education seemed like a natural because I'd spent my life and, watching my parents teach school.
Mr. Kushel is able to greatly influence not only his students, but the teachers as well, showing not only different ways to teach, but also ways to excite the students.
I think he inspires me. Mr. Kushel is so energetic and passionate. Whenever you interact with him, his depth of knowledge is so broad and so deep that an interesting conversation about politics or economics or some social phenomena is literally just seconds away. What separates Mr. Kushel? It could be his hair, that colored hair, and that's not something that everybody would do. And the reason why Mr. Kushel does it is for the students, because he loves his students, and I think he'd do just about anything for his students. But I think that there are some things that he does that make me examine what I do.
Thank you, Mr. Kushel, for all the work you do here. Every student and faculty member appreciates you and all of the work you do here at Brother Rice. Your dedication allows every student to have something for them, and everyone is thankful for that opportunity.
Luke Nelson is at it again with something to say. Let's take a look.
When you walk on the wrong side of the hall, you are spreading COVID-19. When you spread COVID-19, you get quarantined. When you get quarantined, word gets around. When word gets around, people panic. When people panic, chaos breaks out. When chaos breaks out, accidents happen. Don't bring Brother Rice into chaos. Walk on the right side of the hall.
That time of the year has come upon us once again. That's right, the debut of the Marion Rice Players Spring Play is just around the corner, and here at the Chieftain Live, we know you're chomping at the bit to get a sneak peek. Well, we have just that, because Gucciardo is here with a quick Spring Play preview.
It's that time of the year again, the Spring Musical. And if you haven't heard already, Marion Rice Players are performing their rendition of Alice in Wonderland. I interviewed cast members to see what was going on and why people should come see the show.
My name is Grace and I play the Cheshire Cat.
I play the Mad Hatter.
What is Alice in Wonderland about?
Well, it's about a little girl
who wants to grow up and then she falls down a rabbit hole.
And she makes up this whole other world that gives her everything that she wants. And in doing so, learns that what she has isn't so bad.
My favorite character is the Dodo Bird. I feel like the Dodo Bird is a very underrated character. It's played by the one and only Jonathan Mazzola. And he runs. What more could you ask for?
Are there any special twists on the show?
Well, we've made it all a little bit more modern. It's on the costumes, on some of the set pieces. We're going to be doing some cool things with the lights. We're doing some new things with the set that the crew has never done before.
There's like a lot of twists in it.
It's going to be partially in person, partially streamed. You can only have a specific number of people there, so if you are unable to make it to one of the shows, you will be able to catch it streamed.
It's going to knock your socks off.
They should definitely come see the show. It's a really fun show for all ages. Little kids can watch it. Teenagers can see it and see the dances and the songs. And there's a lot of little sarcastic comments that are fun just for older kids. And then adults can come see it because it's something that they grew up with.
If people came to see the show, they wouldn't regret it.
So whether it's online or in person, come see the play. There's undoubtedly something for everyone.
With St. Brendan holding a pretty dominant lead for what seems to be the first time ever, the Band of Brothers competition is really starting to heat up. For those of you who haven't checked the standings in a while, here's Brandon Consolo to update you on the current rankings of the Band of Brothers tournament.
Band of Brothers competition has been successful as always this year. Both basketball and dodgeball have had some memorable games from all of the bands. Since Field Day, St. Brendan has been on top of the leaderboard, and their lead is growing every day with each victory in the events, with St. Brendan now having a 30-plus point lead over second place St. Leo. However, it is not over yet. And today we are going over the next two games of the Band of Brothers Mentor Group games. Now, let's get into it. Volleyball, the previous fourth event in last year's Mentor Group sports, kicked off after midwinter break as the third game in the Quad Mentor Group games. So far, there have been some dominant performances by each Mentor Group, with the first three games being 5-plus point wins. The highlight of these games so far was Mr. Galli's Mentor Group from St. Maximilian Colby, obliterating Miss Deep's Mentor Group from St. Raphael, 31-16. These high-scoring games have been exciting to watch, as shown by the sideline energy from the bands. Many great games have yet to come, though, as these games could be critical in the final placement of each band. Finishing off the Mentor Group games, and the fan favorite among students at Brother Rice is handball. Handball, a game that has been cherished from the freshman physical education days, has had some memorable games over the last year. Last year's halftime championship featured a thrilling overtime handball game, featuring Coach Kaz's Mentor Group from St. Raphael and Miss Sackman's Mentor Group from St. Padre Pio. Then freshman Thomas Cosgrove scored many clutch goals to keep Padre Pio in it. But in a sudden death overtime, with the game tied 7-7, Canisius lacrosse commit and current senior Tommy Coons buried an absolute rocket from almost half court to give St. Raphael the half championship. This game has been cherished by many members in St. Raphael, and it will be for many years to come. As shown by the games in the last year, the second half of the Mentor Group games have been crucial for each band, and entertaining to watch for the students and staff. Hopefully soon, the gym will be packed by the whole school to watch each band compete for the Mentor Group Championship and be able to storm the court when a future student hits a game-winning shot to win it all. I'm Brandon Consolo, and this has been Chieftain Live.
After multiple shakeups, the winter sports season is finally underway, with winter sports teams competing at peak performance while still juggling COVID precautions at the same time. If you didn't know we were having a winter sports season until just now, Dantes is here to get you caught up with the latest happenings of the winter sports season.
With fall sports being pushed back, many had hopes the winter season would start on time, but due to the increasing COVID cases in the state of Michigan, the winter sports season was delayed. Players and teams kept working and stayed ready for the start of their seasons. Eventually, restrictions were lifted and winter sports were finally ready to get into competitions.
I'm doing pretty good. I've dropped a lot of time from last season, and I'm actually second in the 100 free for D2 this year.
It's all right. We've won a few. We have 2 losses, but we're doing it fine.
I mean, we're 3-2. We're doing pretty good. You know, we got a lot of younger kids that are really stepping up. You know, really doing the best that they can.
You know, it took them a while to kind of learn the Brother Rice way, but like I said, as games go on, you know, we keep getting better, keep learning to play as a team, and we're making strides.
Ski was the only sport to start on time, and because of that, they had a lot of advantages that the other sports teams haven't.
It was kind of weird that we started on time and everything. Pretty lucky, I think, that we were just able to go out there and start skiing, masks and everything. But yeah, it was nice. Started off a little bit slow. Could have been a lot better at the beginning. We kind of picked it up. We picked up in GS a lot. We got really good at that at the end of the season.
After the low numbers and no teams over the last few seasons, bowling was bound to deal with some struggles coming out of the gate.
We definitely struggled a bit because everybody was a little new. We didn't really have people who had like bowling as their main sport, but we gradually got better because we just kept practicing at it. So we're actually decent now. The end of the year goal is to probably beat a team in all the points in all the matches.
Many of the teams had big goals in mind, but the players have goals of their own also.
I'd like to place top 8 in both the 50 and the 100, maybe even win the 100.
I mean, you know, obviously get to the state tournament and place, but
obviously state championship. That's what last year we got taken away from us, so this year we're trying to get one at least.
Is there anything your team needs to like improve to get to that goal?
Yeah, just kind of work together a little more and hopefully blend as a team as we move on.
We'd like to get about like 4 swimmers to states and place well at leagues would be good.
Just, you know, keep working hard, better on defense, and, you know, get to the state championship.
I want our whole team to become returning district champs. That would be my main goal.
With winter sports in full swing, many of the players and fans are happy to participate. Everyone is just hoping that the season can finish and make a strong state championship runs.
The NCAA tournament is bulletproof. Everyone loves it. But with the tournament being canceled a year ago, it was a sad and lonely spring without some bracketology. But have no fear, the tournament is back.
I'm the guy to help your brackets too much, but you kind of just want me to break it down here, right?
Yeah, so
Okay.
let's start off with Sweet 16. You can start with whatever region you want.
So we'll start in the West here. My personal favorite, I think it's Gonzaga's year. I think they're finally going to break through. Moving down to the East, I love Michigan. I don't see them coming out of the East, though, realistically. The injury to livers really hurts them. When you got Florida State and you got Alabama, I think Alabama started the season off on fire, and then they really cooled off for a couple weeks. But they shoot the three, they can play, and they got some senior leadership there that's really going to help them. Something that's really intriguing is a team like Florida State. I think they could give Michigan some fits. They got some size and athleticism. If Michigan makes it through there, I don't see them getting past Bama, so I like Bama to come out of the East. Moving to the South, North Carolina really kind of turned it on the last probably month and a half here. See them beating Wisconsin. Big Ten was very good this year. I don't think Wisconsin's one of them that's legit in the Big Ten. But the sleeper right here, and it's the 14 seed Colgate. Brush your teeth. They're going to take it to Arkansas. That's my upset, huge upset pick of the tournament. Colgate can play. They can play defense. They push the pace. They play really fast, and they can hit their threes. End of the day, I see Ohio State down here as the 2 seed. I don't see them having any issues with anybody in that region. I see Ohio State with their leadership and the way that they are battle tested this year in the Big Ten coming out of the South. And then down here, pretty cut and dry. Syracuse, I like Syracuse as an 11 seed here, taking it to San Diego State and West Virginia, moving their way to the Sweet 16. Houston is a legit team. They can score in high volumes. And then obviously Illinois is the favorite that everyone loves. I see Illinois versus Houston coming down to the wire, and I actually like Houston beating them to make it to the Final Four. So my Final Four is, again, Gonzaga, Alabama, you got Ohio State, and then I got Houston. Well, for the championship, like I said, I love Gonzaga. I think Gonzaga is going to come out of it on the west-east side here, and they're going to end up ultimately beating Ohio State in the championship. So I like Gonzaga over Ohio State in my championship. That's my pick, and if you're looking to win it big, go ahead and lock that up.
That's all we have for you today, Brother Rice. Make sure to tune in next time for more entertaining content like this in the near future. And don't forget to follow us on your preferred social media platform for exclusive, never-before-seen Chieftain Live content. My name is Braden Willis, and I hope your March Madness bracket goes well.